Bonjour et bienvenue à la conférence de presse du Qatar, Prix du Jockey Club qui a été remporté par sa marque Basilica. Alors, je suis jointe par Hermine Bastide qui représente Coolmore et on attend Aidan O'Brien et le jockey Yoritz Mendizabal, on l'aura après la course d'après. Hello everyone, thanks for joining the press conference of the Qatar Prix du Jockey Club. Just so that you know, Aidan O'Brien is going to join us via Zoom in a minute, I hope. In the meantime, we have Hermine Bastide, who is the representative of Coolmore with us and who's also in a rush. She needs to go off for the next race. And we're going to have the jockey after the next race. Donc, je vais commencer avec vous. Alors, une première victoire pour Aidan O'Brien. Et donc, c'est un poulain qui a été acheté aux ventes de Newmarket, qui a gagné la poule d'essai du poulain, qui gagne aujourd'hui. Pour Coolmore, ça représente quoi de remporter un prix du Jockey Club?
De représenter, enfin, de gagner un classique. Un autre classique avec un cheval acheté par Andy Magner, comme vous l'avez dit, c'est absolument fantastique parce qu'il y a énormément de travail derrière, que ce soit l'élevage, la vente, tout le travail fait à Coolmore, après le débourrage, le travail fait par Aidan O'Brien, ça représente énormément de travail. Donc évidemment, une grande victoire.
And I know that you speak very good English, so seeing that we've got some English press, would you like to answer that or would you prefer me to translate?
Oh, you can translate it. It's up to you.
No, go ahead. So you know, what does it mean? The question I asked, what it meant for Coolmore to have such a winner of the Prix du Jockey Club, of the Qatar Prix du Jockey Club.
So it's really fantastic. As I said, it's a lot of work behind from day one, and we are very lucky that MV got him at the sales, and it's just we have the brother at the stud as well, and it's just a big achievement for everyone, I think, with all the work done from day one, as I say, to win today a classic in France.
And est-ce qu'il y avait toujours, en fait, nous savons que Aidan O'Brien avait annoncé déjà en début d'année que le Prix du Jockey Club allait être sur son programme, donc il y a toujours eu cette confiance que ce cheval était vraiment un très bon cheval qui pouvait courir sur cette distance. Donc, on a l'impression que c'est la première fois vraiment que Coolmore a choisi un étalon, un cheval pour cette course. Alors que dans le passé, on avait toujours un petit peu l'impression que c'était peut-être, oui, d'accord, ça sera sur le programme. Là, c'était vraiment la cible.
J'imagine qu'il a passé tous les tests correctement. Et le fait de montrer autant de vitesse dans les poules d'essai, il cochait les cases parfaitement pour Jockey Club aujourd'hui. Et quand on a un cheval comme ça, c'est dur de rater cette course-là. Autant y aller, il cochait vraiment toutes les cases.
So my question was that in the past, Coolmore has always had many runners in this race, but this time the race really seemed to be, from the start of the year, a target for this particular horse. So if you wouldn't mind just repeating your answer in English.
I'm just supposing that he clicked all the boxes. He showed a lot of speed in the French Guinea, and it was just it was coming naturally to go to the French Derby there, and the horse was just in good form after the race, as I think Eden said, and it was the horse for the day, for the race today, and he showed us that he was.
Yes, well, many congratulations to Coolmore. I won't keep you any longer, and I will try to get Aidan O'Brien on the phone and see where he is.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Hermine. Merci beaucoup à vous. I'm just going to try and get Aidan on the Zoom. Can I, Aidan, can you?
I can hear you, Elizabeth, yeah.
Very good. Okay, I thought I'd lost you there. Well, Aidan O'Brien, thank you very much for joining our press conference of the 2021 Qatar Prix du Jockey Club. Many congratulations. It didn't work out yesterday, but it certainly worked out today.
Yeah, no, thanks very much, Elizabeth. We're delighted. Our eights gave him a brilliant ride. Obviously, we were delighted with him in the French Guineas, and we felt that he had progressed nicely for today, and everybody was confident that he would stay. Killian, who rides him out, and Wayne, who rides him in all his work, and Arit, who rode him the last day, and Frankie, who rode him in the Dewhurst last year, always felt that a mile and a quarter was within his compass, even though he's a horse that has a lot of speed, and like you can see, he quickens very well, and always has done.
If you would just allow me, I'm just going to translate this for the French viewers. Donc, d'abord, il a dit que Joritz l'a très bien monté, qu'ils étaient déjà très contents avec lui dans la poule d'essai des poulains, et que tout le monde a toujours eu beaucoup de confiance que le cheval allait pouvoir tenir la distance. Il a nommé tous les gens qu'il monte et il disait que tous ceux ont toujours dit qu'il allait tenir cette distance, et il avait beaucoup progressé depuis la poule d'essai des poulains. Et alors qu'il a montré beaucoup de vitesse, ils étaient confiants qu'il pouvait gagner, tenir cette distance. And if I may be so bold and say, in the past, we sometimes had the impression that the horses you brought over for the Jockey Club, it was not that it was an afterthought, but this time this is the first time that you actually sort of singled out a horse for this race. So was it that you wanted to win the race? Was it that he, from the beginning, showed you that this would be the right race? How did this come about?
Yeah, I suppose, Elizabeth, obviously you need a very good horse to win it, and it's a very difficult race to win. So we always had it in our head that he would come. The plan always was that he would go to run in Longchamp on Arc Day, and obviously he didn't get to run for circumstances, and then that's how he ended up going to the Dewhurst. And obviously then the plan always this year was that he would go to Euro Guineas, the French Guineas, and then come from the French Guineas to the Jockey Club. So that has been his plan, like, from a long time, really.
But was it because he's by Sayuni, or was it because what sort of made you think about this race?
Yeah, I suppose his qualities are that he's a lot of speed, and he can quicken very well, and he's very relaxed horse. So I suppose he relaxes well, he travels well, he's kind in his races, and he can really quicken. So we thought all those obviously qualities that he would need to win the Jockey Club.
Donc la question que j'ai posée, c'est que dans le passé, on avait souvent l'impression qu'il courait ses chevaux comme pas une deuxième pensée, mais là, on avait vraiment l'impression qu'il avait ciblé cette course, et il a dit effectivement, on a besoin d'un bon cheval pour remporter cette course. Et son plan cette course a toujours été sur son agenda. Déjà l'année dernière, il devait courir à Longchamp, mais il ne pouvait pas courir, ses chevaux commençaient le jour de l'Arc. Donc c'est pour ça qu'il a couru les Dewhurst Stakes. Et ensuite, le plan était toujours de venir ici, parce qu'il a toutes les qualités justement pour cette course. Il a la vitesse, il peut très bien se détendre dans une course, et donc, comme on a vu, il a beaucoup d'accélération. And I'm going to also ask my colleagues if they want to ask you any questions, but obviously today, the fact that the ground had softened a little bit, did that play any role, or does he not depend on ground?
No, we think he doesn't mind ground, Elizabeth. Obviously, we were a little bit worried with the distance then, because he's a horse has so much speed. We weren't sure about the distance, but like I said, everybody was confident that he would get the trip. But he has form with easy ground as well, and he's a very good mover. So we think he's very versatile, really.
Donc, j'ai demandé si le fait que la piste s'était assouplie, si ça avait joué un rôle, et il a dit non. Évidemment, on se pose la question quand le terrain devient très, très souple, on se pose des questions sur la tenue, mais finalement, il n'y a pas eu de doute. So the obvious question is always the unfair one, so I'm very sorry to ask it, but do you think is this his trip? Has he gone to his limit? Because I mean, he beat some very good horses today. he beat your own vainqueurs. I haven't mentioned him yet. But and he went away with it. So do you think he could get the mile and a half?
I think it's possible, very possible, Elizabeth. But he obviously has a lot of speed, and you couldn't be sure until he'd run that far. But you definitely couldn't be sure. But obviously it is possible, because he relaxes so well and quickens so well, really.
Donc, j'ai posé la question, vu comme il a gagné aujourd'hui, s'il pouvait tenir aussi les 2400 mètres. Et il me dit que oui, c'est possible, c'est dans la possibilité. Surtout parce que c'est un cheval qui se détend beaucoup dans une course. And I will just tell everyone who's on Zoom with us today, if you want to ask a question, can you please send it through, or raise maybe your hand or something, and someone can unmute you and you can ask your question. Donc, si vous voulez poser les questions, est-ce que vous pouvez aller sur le chat? Je vois que j'ai un message, je pense. Est-ce que j'ai un message? Yes, we have... It is a question, sorry, I hadn't seen before, and I will repeat it. It so happens that his 3 Group 1 wins have come with some element of soft in the going description. Do you think he can be just as effective on a quicker surface?
I think he could be. He's a very good mover. So initially we were worried about him running on soft ground, and it's just the way it has worked out. He moves like a very good ground horse, but obviously he has worked on the soft ground, but it's just because the races he has run in has come up that way, really.
So you think good ground would not make any, he would be as effective on good ground?
You would imagine with his action, Elizabeth, and everybody, that he should be more effective on good ground. He's a lovely moving horse, and he doesn't bend his knee much. He puts his legs straight out in front of him, so that all suggests that good ground should suit him better.
Donc la question que Scott Burton avait posée était que toutes les courses qu'il avait gagnées, c'était sur des terrains où il y avait un peu de souplesse dans le terrain, et est-ce qu'il pensait que le cheval était aussi efficace sur un bon terrain? Et il dit il bouge comme un cheval qui effectivement laisse supposer que sur un meilleur terrain, il sera encore meilleur. Parce qu'il n'a pas beaucoup d'action de genoux qui laisse supposer qu'il serait peut-être encore plus efficace sur un meilleur terrain. I have another question, which was asked by Jockey. What are the plans for him now?
I suppose he has a lot of options, and obviously we always wait and see when they come back and see what the lads want to do, Elizabeth. But obviously the Eclipse and all those type of races are there for him at the moment. Just looking for a next race for him, but I suppose we'll see how he is when he comes back, and then see where we go. But like races like the Eclipse and that would be Champion Stakes, all those type of races would be very strong possibles for him, I think. But it'll depend on how he is and then what the lads want to do, really.
Donc la question était posée où il va se diriger dans maintenant. Donc il a beaucoup d'options. D'abord, il faut savoir comment il s'en sort, comment il est après cette sortie. Les Eclipse Stakes pourraient être sur son agenda, et puis plus tard dans l'année, les Champion Stakes. And could I also just have a word on Joris Mendizabal, who I think rode for you for the first time only last year at Deauville, and he's now won 2 classics for you.
Yeah, no, he's obviously a great rider, Elizabeth. He rode for us in Deauville last year, and like obviously we were very impressed. He's a lovely fella, a great horseman. He's very intelligent. Rides a lovely race. Obviously he's like world class rider, and like we were so delighted to be to able to get him, and that he would agree to ride him for us.
Donc, j'ai posé la question s'il pouvait nous parler un petit peu d'Ioritz, et il disait que c'est un excellent cavalier, un homme du cheval qui avait monté pour lui à Deauville, et ils étaient impressionnés avec sa façon de monter. Et il disait que c'était un homme très intelligent et très sympa, et un jockey de première classe. Okay, are there any further questions for Aiden? We are still going to speak to Juritz. Does anyone still have a question? I'm just giving it a second, Aiden. No?
Yeah. Sorry, could I ask a very quick question? Bolshoi Ballet yesterday, Aiden seemed to have quite a nasty gash on his hind leg. Is he okay today, or what's the story there?
Yeah, no, he's very sore this morning, Marcus. And obviously we got the played back the videos, and the Jockey Club helped us at the top of the hill. He had it, so he obviously got it within the first 150 yards. So listen, he's very sore this morning, and we'll see how he is for a few days. Usually with a horse, if that happens to him late in a race, it doesn't affect him much because their blood is up. But this happened to him very early, so obviously listen, and because he's so sore this morning, obviously it suggests that like it was a good reason for his disappointing run.
And is it did it actually cut into the tendon, or did it touch the tendon?
It was I'd say just off of the tendon at the back, Marcus.
Okay, so I mean, from a healing point of view, that'll be weeks rather than months, sort of thing.
The lads thought 7 to 10 days.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We should be able to start doing something with him again, Marcus.
Yeah.
That was
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure, Marcus.
Donc la question qui était posée, c'était encore hier sur les derby d'Epsom, ce Bolshoi Ballet qui a souffert une coupure sur la jambe, et donc il disait que ce matin il était assez comment dire, pas très en super belle forme, évidemment, parce que il a subi cette coupure dans les 150 premiers mètres de la course. Donc, c'était arrivé assez tôt, mais heureusement, ça n'a pas touché le tendon. Donc, dans 7 à 10 jours, il va reprendre le travail. And just one other question, and then we let you go because we've got Juritz who's just joined us. Just a word on FranceGalop.
You know, he ran well, Elizabeth. We were very happy with the run, and we felt that he was a horse was going to stay well, and there is a chance that he might step up a little bit further, and we think stepping up to 1.5 miles will suit him as well. And I think Colin was of that opinion that he would be very happy to go up and trip again with him.
Ok. Donc dernière question que j'avais posée sur FranceGalop. Il disait qu'il avait bien couru, que son jockey pense aussi qu'il devait peut-être courir sur le plus long. Donc, il va peut-être aller sur les 2400 mètres. Okay, Aiden, thank you very, very much. We've got Juritz who's with us now. So, well done for your first, I can't believe it's taken, 20 years, Aiden, I think, since you've had your first runner in this race. But many, many congratulations on a fabulous performance.
Yeah, thanks,
and thank you.
And say thanks to Juritz for that for us, Elizabeth. Thank you very much.
Well, I think he can hear you. Juritz, vous avez entendu?
Yeah.
Oui, ben moi c'est déjà monter pour Edan, moi c'est un privilège, c'est incroyable. Donc déjà être déclaré sur son cheval et en plus voilà, gagner, pour moi c'est magique, c'est magique.
And he was just saying that it was a privilege to ride for you, and he said it's already a privilege when you are declared on a horse of one of your horses, but to win on one of your horses is unbelievable.
The privilege is for us that Juritz would ride him. Thank you very much, and we really appreciate it, Juritz. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aiden. Donc, Juritz, Aiden vous remercie. Il a dit le privilège est le sien aussi, que vous montez pour lui. Donc, okay, thank you, Aiden.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Juritz.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Et on va continuer avec Juritz. Alors, Juritz, félicitations pour cette nouvelle victoire dans le Qatar Prix du Jockey Club. Déjà l'année dernière, une deuxième fois, c'est toujours le même sentiment?
C'est indescriptible. Je vous assure, il y a un peu plus d'1 an, déjà, je n'aurais jamais cru de retomber sur un bon cheval. Donc là, déjà, tout ça, ça a été grâce à M. Gosden, quand même, qui m'a fait monter mi-griff. Et puis, de fil en aiguille, après, ça s'est enchaîné. Donc, évidemment, tout ça, c'est le travail de Pierre-Alain Chiraud, avec Chippy. Mais Pierre-Alain, il fait un travail énorme. Après, que les entraîneurs qui acceptent de me mettre sur leurs chevaux, c'est quand même un entraîneur comme M. Gosden. Voilà, quand il m'a déclaré, j'en revenais pas. Et Dan qui me déclare sur ses chevaux, voilà, c'est pas pour dire, pour la jouer. Non, je vous assure, c'est la vérité. Moi, il y a un peu plus d'un an, vous me dites ça, je vous dis, allez vous faire soigner, c'est pas possible.
So I asked Joris, how does it feel if it still felt the same after you already won it last year with Mishriff? Did it still feel the same? And he says, well, I can't even describe how I feel because already last year it was amazing. And he said he could only thank Mr. Gosden who put him on. And he said he meant what he said, to be declared on a horse is already such a privilege, and but 2 years in a row, and to ride for Aidan O'Brien. And he said it's the work of his agent Pierre-Alain Chiraud, who looks after him. And he said, but if you told me 12 months ago this was going to happen, I would have sent you away. I would have not believed it. Joris, pouvez-vous nous raconter la course, s'il vous plaît?
Oui, mais le cheval était comme à Longchamp, il était très calme. Donc déjà, ça c'est un très bon signe. Au défilé, il était calme. Au canter aussi. Là, j'étais plutôt très confiant. Parce qu'en partant, il a fallu que je suis bien sorti, mais qu'au bout de 200 mètres, que je lui demande un petit effort, parce qu'on était 4-5 de front. Donc, il a fallu que je lui demande un petit effort. Je ne voulais pas trop le mettre dans le rouge. Donc, il ne s'est pas mis dans le rouge. Il a juste passé ses 4-5 chevaux pour prendre une bonne place et après faire dodo là où on était. J'ai très bien voyagé. Mais ce n'est pas donné à tous les chevaux de leur demander ce petit effort-là et puis après, en suivant, de galoper détendu. Mais j'ai pu me permettre de faire ça parce que j'ai vu qu'au canter, il était très détendu et relâché. Donc c'est des indications très importantes, donc qui peuvent vous permettre, sinon je ne l'aurais pas fait, je serais resté 2 crans plus loin et je pense qu'il aurait gagné quand même parce qu'il était au-dessus, mais ça nous a permis de bien voyager.
I asked Joris to describe the race to us, and he said the good thing was that the horse was just like in Longchamp, the horse was very calm already in the parade and everything, which he took as a good sign. And he said when they left the stalls, he got out and he then asked him for a little to do an effort and to pass 4 or 5 horses so that he could get in a good position. And then afterwards, the horse just went to sleep again. And he said it's not easy to ask a horse an effort at that moment in the race, but he felt confident he could do it, and he showed that he showed that he won that race very easily in the end. À quel moment de la course est-ce que vous avez pensé d'avoir eu la course gagnée?
Au château, là-bas, j'étais plutôt très confiant. Donc, je prenais mon temps. Soit je viens à gauche, à droite, en train à droite, il n'y avait pas trop le passage. Donc, je voulais patienter parce que Aidan m'avait demandé de patienter. Donc, et je viens quand même trop tôt parce qu'à mon sens, 150 mètres trop tôt, mais quand l'ouverture s'est faite en dedans du leader, je dois venir parce qu'après, si ça se referme, ça aurait été compliqué. Donc, je suis venu. Après, par contre, je lui ai laissé une chance. Au 300, une fois que je suis venu en hauteur du leader, je lui ai laissé une chance qu'il respire et il a fait en 2 fois la ligne droite, si vous voulez.
I asked at what point in the race he thought he had the race won, and he said, when I came past the chateau, he said, I knew I was in a very good position. And he said the thing was Aidan had asked him to be patient with him. And he said, in my opinion, I actually came a little bit too early on him, but he said the opening was there, so I had to take it. And with 300 meters to go, he asked, I gave him a breather and he then just quickened. Joris, je vais ouvrir il y a pas mal de gens qui sont sur Zoom, donc s'il y a quelqu'un qui a une question, envoyez la question ou levez votre main. Is there anyone who wants to ask Joris a question? If you do, please send a text or raise your hand.
J'ai pas entendu, pardon. Ah oui, d'accord.
En attendant, je vais peut-être vous poser encore une question, Joris. Alors, on a posé la même question à Aiden, on voudrait bien connaître votre avis. Il a couru là sur 2100 mètres. Est-ce que vous pensez que la distance classique de 2400 serait à sa portée?
Sans hésitation, oui.
Okay. I asked what his impression was, if he thought that San Marcos Basilica could stay the 2,400 meters, the mile and a half, and he said without hesitation, yes. Donc, ok, dans ce cas-là, Joris, je pense que cette note-là, on va vous laisser encore savourer une nouvelle fois une superbe journée. Félicitations encore une fois. Merci d'avoir pris le temps de nous avoir parlé. Joris, thank you very much. Congratulations one more time. I think we can wrap it up and let you enjoy your Qatar Prix du Jockey Club.
Thank you very much for all and traduction. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for listening today. Merci tout le monde de nous avoir rejoints pour cette conférence. Merci. Bonne journée.